to the demonstration of the Libby app. If you have not downloaded the Libby app at the moment, first go to the Play Store and we will search for Libby. Type in Libby into the search bar. L-I-B-B-Y, and you'll see it comes up Libby by Overdrive. Tap on this, and if it says to install, tap the word install and have it downloaded onto the tablet. At the moment we will just open ours. Our second task is to ensure that we have a membership of the Northern Ireland Libraries. So if we haven't completed a membership in the last 3 years, we need to go and fill in an application form. So we go to Google, and we can use Google Chrome, and we'll search for the NI Libraries website. And tap return. And there's Libraries NI. So tap into that, and that will open us into the library's website. And across the top you will see Home, Libraries, My Account, Browse, Resources and Join. So we want to join the library, and we'll tap on the word Join. And this opens us up onto the web page to become a member. So on the right hand side you can see the first thing we'll be asked for is our first name, then our surname, and the first line of our address. We can complete this, our postcode, and type in your date of birth. You can need to require a contact number, so either use a mobile number or a landline. Your email address, please remember to put this in twice, just in case there's any errors. If there is, it will come up with a little red asterisk. So the next thing you ask for is a PIN number. For simplicity, use your home address and put 2 zeros in between and type this in twice. You will have to tick the box to I agree to comply with the library's NI bylaws, and tick the second box down that you understand that the personal information I have supplied will be held and processed according to the current data protection. Just remember that you have put in personal information and they will look after it under the data protection legislation. And the third little tick box is yes is optional, and you can tick that. That just gives you to allow information from the libraries, and any new ideas, new courses or anything that will be available will be sent to you. And at the bottom, create new account, and tap on that. Once we have clicked on to create our account, we need to go to our email account and look for an email in from Northern Ireland Libraries. This will then have your membership number on it. Take note of this, and then we can go and open up the Libby app. Once we open the Libby app up for the first time, it will ask you for your membership number. Please type this in carefully, and then it may then ask you for the little PIN number that we created when we made our account. Type in your PIN number, and it will then ask you for your local library. Just type in your local town area and link into your normal library. As soon as you do this, Libby will be able to be opened up, and we can then start looking at what's available in the libraries. So currently at the moment on the bottom we have 5 different icons. You'll see that the Libby app shows there's 3 notifications to be read. You can see this 3 notifications. If I tap on the notifications come up on the right hand side. This lets me know that either I have new library books or library books are due for renewal, and I can read these and then swipe to the left and it'll give me the new one, and swipe to the left and I have got all of them. So that lets me know that my books are returned, and that is all notifications read. To clear this down, I tap on the hide button and that removes it from it. So our buttons across the bottom, you will see that the notification button is the one that is highlighted in colour and all the others are greyed out. So if I tap on the wee magnifying glass, this takes me into the search area, If I tap on to the wee building, it goes into colour and it takes us into the libraries. And we can sit and work our way through the books we want. You can see across the top it has just added, popular, random, available now, and subjects. So for the purposes, we'll tap on subjects, and this brings us up a list of all the subjects and the books that are available within the library. So you can see there's quite a few. And if we pick on history, there's 760 books and magazines available within the library, and this gives us a sample of them. And you can scroll down through them. So we'll go back and we'll look at some of the books. So we'll go looking and we're going to search for a book. So we tap on the magnifying glass icon at the bottom left, and this brings us into our search area. So we'll tap on the word search and we'll type in Harry Potter. And this gives us a list if we can have all books with the word Harry Potter in it. And you can see they start to come up. So as there are a number of books in this series, it will bring all the books that the library hold within this series. First of all, the first one we got, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We can take a look at it and we can see that there's a difference in sizes between the little icons. This is notates between an audiobook and an ebook. So the first one is an audiobook and it will show play sample. And you can see that it says 9 hours that will take to listen to it. The book to the right hand side of the same name is actually an ebook and it will show read a sample. And we can tap on either and to have a look in. So it's a bit like reading the back of a book in the store. We have the information in relation to this here that we can read. If we choose to borrow this book, over on the right hand side, just below the book photograph, you will see the word borrow and we tap on borrow. This brings up our card and we can see that we have a total of allowed 18 books to borrow, and we can put on hold up to 9 books, and we'll look at that in a minute too. If we want to borrow it, we just tap on the word borrow and the book will start to download into our shelves. You will see once we've tapped on to borrow the book, it gives us the option to open it, keep browsing, or go to the bookshelf. And across the top you will see you have borrowed the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for 21 days. If at the end of 21 days you happen to forget to return the book will automatically return itself. There is no need to have to go in and return it. However, although if you finish reading the book within 21 days, it is good policy just to return the book, and we'll show you how to do that in a minute or two. So we'll continue to keep browsing, and we can continue to look for other books along in the Harry Potter series. And as we scroll down, you can see the number of books there is. If we had typed in J.K. Rowling, we may not have got the full selection of these books. You see some of them are by different authors, so anything in relation to Harry Potter will be listed here. So while searching through for your books and we come across some of the books, you'll see the difference here. You have Jam Today, Borrow. We have Win, Harlem Coben, Place on Hold, and the others are showing Place on Hold, Place on Hold. This means that the number of books in this series has been borrowed, but by tapping on Place on Hold, you can add your name to the list to when this book becomes available. It will be available for you in your library, and you can see this book will take about 7 weeks, and currently there's 10 copies in use and 30 people are waiting on this. So if you tap Place on Hold, this will move it into your holding list, and you can do this. You can do this up to 9 different books. So having tapped on the search Again, we can then have a wee look at exploring with filters. So we can look at, there's 25,000 books available now. There's 16,000 books, 5,000 audiobooks, but 3,000 magazines. And we're going to take a wee look at the magazines just to go through them. So as they start to load up, you can search magazines by the title, or you can just scroll through to see if there's anything that you like. Again, magazines, like books, when we tap on it, you can borrow it. If we're going to tap on the Small Places Gardening magazine, again, we get to the opportunity to read some of the contents in the magazine. If we want to borrow this, again, we just tap on Borrow and tap Borrow. Our library card will come up. It will show that we have one book out on loan and we have none on hold. If we tap to borrow this, this does not come out of our allocation of books borrowed. So we can borrow as many magazines as we want. We will borrow it for 21 days. And you'll see this additional wee icon has come up. Would you like to be notified of new issues? Add your notify me tag to this title to subscribe. So if this was a magazine that you were getting every fortnight, every month, you can tap on magazines and add that to a subscription. The library will then let you know when your magazine is available, or you can tap not now. But remember, this can be done also when you're returning the magazine after having read it. So having selected our books that we wish to borrow, we will look at now at the shelf, and tapping on the little book button at the bottom will bring us to our shelf. And you can see that it's a shelf. Down below that, it'll tell me how many books I have borrowed out. So I have 6 on loan, I have 0 on hold, and I have 3 tags. That allows me that magazines that I want, I will be informed of when they come on. And you can see our 2 new books that have been downloaded. So we have our Small Space Gardens, the magazine, and our Harry Potter. So you can open the magazine, you can manage the loan, and we'll look at that in a wee minute, and it will tell me that it's due in 21 days. My Harry Potter book, it will open in Libby. I can manage the loan and it's due in 21 days. Down below that you can see it says 91%. So I previously had this book out. I haven't finished it, but it has remembered exactly where I am at the book. So if I open up Harry Potter, it will open up 91% of the book to the very last page that I read. And it's page 339. So I am ready to read without having to think, where did I leave off, and manage the book. When I tapped on this, up in the top right hand corner, you will see a number of small icons. For particular attention, we're going to tap on the A. This allows us to change the text size. So by text scale, and I put my finger on, I can scroll back and forward and increase the size of the text. And you can see the text getting bigger. And if we scroll to the left, it shrinks the text down. So down below that, you see the wee slide bar. It says include accessibility sizes. So if we have changed our tablet settings so that our font size is a particular size that we prefer all the time, we can tap that and that will open it up to that size of text. If we find that it's not enough, we can increase it and override it, and that will make it larger again. So it takes our accessibility size and we can increase that up and down to our own personal choice. And we tap the hide button and it removes it. The other thing we can do is if we tap it again, you can see lighting, bright, sepia and dark. Currently you'll see mine set at dark mode. Dark means the background is black and the writing is white. If I change it to bright, you will see the writing becomes bright and the writing becomes black. And again, this is a personal choice. If you play about with this, you can see what you choose. And we'll go to black mode. And once we're happy, then we tap hide and it's away and we're ready to read our book again. So having read our book, we look in on our shelf, you can see it goes finished. But you can see it's due back in 21 days and it's completed by 99%. So if I tap on Manage Loan, you see it gives me a number of options, and one of them is to return early. If we had borrowed the book and we needed it out again for a wee bit longer, you will see Renewed Loan. At the moment it's greyed out, but as it gets closer to your 21 days, it will become active and you'll be able to tap on that and renew the loan. So today I'm going to return this early and tap Return Early. And it brings up my library card. So it goes my loan 1 of 18 and I'll return. And we're back. Return Early and go to Shelf. And we tap on Shelf, Harry Potter is gone. So again, that is the same. If I have a magazine, it's due in 7 days and I want to manage the loan, I can tap on it. And it hasn't come back to renew loan, but I will return this early and tap Return and Return. And you can see that the magazine is not linked to my library card of book loans or on holds. And I tap Return. And again, this is what we talked about earlier. If I was wanting to read Reader's Digest every month or subscribed it, I can tap on magazines and I can create a tag for that. And that will allow me to have that each week and it will come up on my notifications, your library is available. But for the moment, we're going to tap on Not Now. My next book, I'm going to borrow the second series in Harry Potter. But this time I'm going to borrow an audio book. And you'll see it is the smaller in picture and size and it has 10 hours. This will mean that it will take 10 hours to listen to it. So we'll just tap on Borrow and we'll tap Borrow and that'll add to our library card and take that off for 1 of 18. So the book is now downloaded and we'll go to our shelf and start to listen. So there we have it, Harry Potter. And we just to listen to it, we just type on Open Audiobook. And it opens up. So you can see there's a standard symbol for play in the middle of the larger ones, but we can move 15 seconds either back or forward if we should happen to miss our place. And again, across the bottom is a timeline of when the book is going. So we can tap on play and it will start to play to us.
To you by Pottermore from J.K. Rowling.
And we'll stop that. So having listened to the narrator's voice, we may want to increase the speed. And we can do this by using there's 4 icons in the top right hand corner. We're going to pick the very left one, like the wee timer clock. So we tap on this, you'll see current speed 1.00, that's normal speed. And we can increase this to 1.25 or to 1.5. So it's a personal choice. You can pick it back and go back to 1.0. So once we've selected this, we can move back and forward and listen to this at any stage till we get a voice that we want to listen to. And tap hide and that closes it. Should we only want to listen to the book for a selected period of time, you can tap the wee moon symbol and we can have a preset. So we can preset it that it will play for 15 minutes. We can preset it that it will play to the end of the chapter, which will take 19 minutes or 30 minutes or 60 minutes from now. And we can tap off if we want it off. So it just means that if we were going and to read it at night time and we didn't want to fall asleep and have the whole book read to us, we can pick and choose a time. And again, when we're finished, tap hide and that will puts it away and we're ready then just to tap play and begin. Our last icon to the bottom right hand corner, the one that looks like a little clock, if we type in it, it brings up a timeline. So it tells you how many books you've had out in total, how many you've had on hold, and how many returned, and just a timeline of each month that you've borrowed different books in and out. So you can go back and have a wee look and see whether you've borrowed it before. Don't forget, it will tell you when you go into the library that you had borrowed this before when you go to read it, or it'll have a tick beside it to show that you have read this. So there's lots of information that's additional to what the library, just to keep you abreast of things. So enjoy and have a good read through the library and enjoy the books.